Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Why did I do that? Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm just going to be kind of like testing and just playing around with makeup today. So I'm going to show y'all like the products that I use to come up with my makeup for today, which I do really like, but you will see along the way that I was disappointed in some things, and then there were some things that I just really liked. But I'm trying my best to try out all of this new makeup that I keep buying because I've told y'all in a few other videos that for whatever reason, while we're kind of stuck in the house, I know some things are open up, but I personally am still kind of pretty much in the house. I don't know what it is. I just keep going online and buying stuff. I don't know, but I have a lot of new makeup to try out, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm trying them out in a timely fashion so that, number one, if I have to return anything, I can do that, but also so that I can come back to y'all in a timely fashion and give y'all some updates on some stuff. So I'm gonna have a mix of some new stuff. I'm gonna be trying out a new foundation, a new eyeshadow palette, not new in the store, just like new to me, and then I have some other stuff that I haven't touched in a long time, so some stuff that I'm going to be revisiting. I kind of like shopped my stash a little bit, and then there's some other things that I use pretty much all the time, so just a mix of stuff. I'm just kind of like playing in makeup today, you know, just trying some stuff out. So before we get into the video, if you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I noticed in my last video that I never tell y'all what my name is. I know y'all can see it, but you know, my name is Sonya or SonyaNicole. So if you're here for the first time, again, welcome. Very nice to meet you. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments when you subscribe. I love to meet y'all. I love to just see who y'all are, and I definitely want to say thank you for subscribing because you would really be helping me out. For those of you who are already subscribed, I just want you to know that I recognize, that's a better word, that some of you are like very consistent with my content, and you just don't know how much that means to me. I do my best to always respond to all of my comments and like all of my comments, and I feel like I know some of y'all personally because we talk on a very regular basis. So if I ever, you know, somehow miss one of your comments and I don't respond back, you know, it's definitely not intentional because I appreciate every single little piece of engagement that I get on my content because it really does help me out, and I really appreciate it. And I just want y'all to know that I recognize y'all. I see that some of y'all are just like super consistent, and it really does warm my heart because I'm getting kind of teary-eyed, y'all. But seriously, like I recognize that, and I just want to thank y'all so much. So I feel like I've talked enough, so let's jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm finally going to be trying out the Lancome 10 Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. So this is one of the foundations that, I'm just shaking this up a little bit. This is one of the foundations that I talked about in my August haul video. I've been saying that I've been wanting to try this out for the longest, and for whatever reason I just kept stalling on it. But I ended up getting this on sale for $32. It's regularly $47, so I couldn't pass that up. So I am going to be trying the shade 455 Suede C. I think I'm going to have to pump it a couple of times to get it out. This might be a little too light for me, and I knew that when I picked this shade. I feel like I'm going to blend this one out with a brush. I watched a couple of videos. Actually, this shade isn't that bad. I have to keep blending to see how I feel about it. But I watched a couple of videos with people using 465 Suede C. No, that's blending right into my skin. I think 465 Suede C is too dark for me, so that's why I chose this, and I figured even if it is too light, you know, I can do like bronzer and all that. But yeah, I really like that. It blended right in. I'm gonna go in with another layer though, because I feel like the coverage is not what I thought it was gonna be. But those really weren't like, you know, full pumps that I just did, so maybe that's what it is. But anyway, I really wanted to do a dedicated video on this where I do like a first impression and a wear test, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that because, as you guys know, I'm still trying to grow my channel. I'm so thankful that I reached 1,000 subscribers, but you know, I'm still trying to grow. So as much as I can, I try to incorporate like trending topics on my channel. And in makeup world, there's always like something new coming out. So I feel like I often have to put like videos like this on the back burner so that I can like stick with the trends, because that's the best way to get noticed and grow. So my point to all of that is I just haven't had the time to try this, so I really want to make sure that I try it before the return window expires, because you know, if the color isn't right or something, I want to be able to exchange it. But I think I picked a good shade with 455 Suede C. I am like a little surprised though at the coverage on this. Like, I was expecting more coverage. I don't know, is this supposed to be a full coverage foundation? I'm looking up the coverage on this foundation. It just always looks so like full and just flawless on everybody, but maybe it's not supposed to be full coverage. Yeah, it's considered a 24-hour full coverage foundation. I feel like I put on a good amount to where I just feel like I should be getting more coverage than this. Now the good thing about this though, I'm not really into full coverage like that, so I am fine with the coverage that I'm getting. I was just expecting more coverage, you know, but I do like this level of coverage, so I'm happy so far. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do a wear test on this foundation for today. So I still have to do like my haul update video, and my September haul didn't go as planned because I ended up buying a bunch of stuff from Rare Beauty and like some other things. So that basically ended up being my September haul, but I still have to come back and give you guys an update on the stuff that I bought in August. So I'll probably just do August and September at the end of September. So I'll definitely update you guys on this foundation in that haul video, because I'm not going to be doing a wear test today. So this is what the foundation looks like so far. I will have to say, like, first impression wise, I'm just not as impressed as I thought I was going to be. You know what I think it is though? So my very last video that I filmed was on the Rare Beauty foundation, and this foundation is just so flawless looking. Like, I feel like this is just like noticeably not Rare Beauty. Maybe that's what it is. Like, the level of coverage is really nice. I feel like my face doesn't look as like smooth as I thought it was going to look, you know? I don't know. I didn't put on a primer, but that's because I'm testing out the foundation for the first time, and I don't like testing out foundations initially with primer. You know, maybe this is one of those foundations where I'm gonna have to use a primer, but I don't know. It's not bad, but I'm just not blown away like I thought I was going to be. So alright, so let's move on to concealer. I'm going to go in with my regular Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I also still have to try this Estee Lauder concealer. This is something else that I bought in the haul video. I don't like trying new foundations and new concealers together unless they're from the same line. So like when I did the Rare Beauty video, I did do the foundation and the concealer together because they're meant to work together. But if it's like two totally different brands, two different lines, I like to just try one by itself so that I can, you know, just concentrate on that one product. So for today, I'm going to go in with my regular Too Faced concealer. And then I'm going to go on with another layer. Put some on the corners of my mouth and then on my chin and my forehead. I feel like my face looks dull. Like this foundation, it looks kind of like dull. So let's blend out on my forehead and chin now. You know, another thing that it may be, maybe it's just my skin, because my allergies, they got the best of me this weekend, and they weren't quite as bad when did I film the Rare Beauty video? I think I filmed that video on Saturday, and it was Sunday and Monday where my allergies were really bothering me. And I always notice when my allergies bother me, it seems like my skin is congested too. Like, I don't know if one has anything to do with the other, but I just always notice that. So maybe my skin is just not at its best because my allergies have been acting up. So that could be another reason why I just feel like the foundation doesn't look good on me. But you know, I'm gonna let this sit while I do my brows, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm just gonna be blending out the concealer around my mouth and under my eyes. And speaking of concealers, I did already try This is the First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. I did already try this. This is another product that I bought. I talked about that in my August haul video. I tried that one off camera and I didn't like it. So I don't know why I tried it off camera instead of doing it on camera. Like, I'm just having issues with, you know, trying to fit everything into my schedule and, you know, try everything in front of y'all. So trying to work on that. But anyway, I did try that one off camera and I didn't like it, and I knew that that one was going to be too light for me, but I was hoping that I would like it so much that I would be willing to go back and get the other shade and mix them if I needed to. But that concealer, I just didn't care for it. So, you know, I'll elaborate on that when I do like my haul update video, but I just wanted to point that out for y'all just so that you'll know that I am trying out some stuff, you know, when I can. Okay, so I always like to blend out that second layer of concealer just to give me like some extra coverage, but I do go back over it with my sponge just to like smooth everything out. And I'm just going to, if you guys can hear all that noise, that's my nephew in the next room. He's in school online, but I don't know why he's making all that noise. But anyway, I'm just smoothing everything out. And then for my setting powder, I'm going to use one that I haven't picked up in a while. This is the Crayon Case Chalk Dust Setting Powder. So if you guys have never tried anything from the Crayon Case, you should at least just go to their website and check them out. They're a Black-owned business, and they have like a very aesthetically pleasing website because everything is like kind of like education or like back to school themed, which is why this is called Chalk Dust. So it's really, their website is like really fun. So I'm just picking some of this on my sponge. I always have to hold my powders like off to the side because I'm usually filming. That was like a little bit more powder than I wanted to pick up, but I'll make it work. I usually have a fan like right in front of me when I'm filming, so whenever you guys see me like going like this, it's just because I don't want the powder to go all over the place. So this powder is really good. I think it's a very like, it has like a very fine consistency. And let me see if I can show y'all the color of it. I hope y'all can make that out. I always like it when I come across like beigey or almost like pink toned powders, because I feel like there aren't very many of those out there. So that's why I gave this one a try, mainly because of the color. But it's a really nice powder for like setting your makeup in your under eye. The reason I stopped using that though, like I was kind of hooked on it when I first started using it, because you know how when you get something new, you just keep using it because it's like, it's exciting because it's new. It's not quite as good as my Pretty Vulgar powder for setting the under eye. That's why I eventually went back to Pretty Vulgar, but it is still a really nice powder. So in case you guys want to check it out, it comes in like maybe 8 different shades. And then I'm going to use what I've been using lately to set the rest of my face. This is the Sephora Microsmooth powder, and I use the shade Tan. And shout out to YouTuber Andrea Renee, because she put me onto this powder. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, and I've seen her use this product like a million times, and I finally went ahead and tried it, and I love it. I've been setting my makeup with this lately as opposed to using the Pretty Vulgar powder all over my face. Now I will say today though, I feel like I already felt like my foundation was looking kind of dull, and unfortunately I think that this powder just made it look even more, not necessarily dull, but I guess it just made it look more matte, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like my makeup needs to be revived. So before I move forward, I am going to use a little bit of my Fenty spray right now, because I just feel like my face just looks like dull to me. Let me know if y'all agree with that, but it just looks like all right, so let's see if that makes a difference. Maybe it's like all in my head, I don't know, but I don't know, I'm just not as blown away at this foundation as I thought I was going to be. But you know, this is just my first time trying it. Maybe next time I try it, I might try mixing it with my L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I'll see if that makes a difference, because I feel like this shade is the right shade. Like I feel like the next cool toned one, the next darkest cool toned one is gonna be too dark. So I feel like this is a good shade. It's just like, I don't know. Okay, let me move on. Okay, so I went ahead and primed my lids. I used the MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. This is what I use 100% of the time when I'm doing my eyeshadow. I always like to point this out to y'all. I know some stuff, like, it may seem redundant in some of my videos, but I always like to point this particular product out to y'all because I think it makes a really, really big difference in my eyeshadow. But I am going to start applying it a little bit differently. So I feel like I've been putting on quite a bit on the mobile part of my lid, and if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I would normally go in with my NARS concealer up here. I just prefer more of like a skin tone concealer up here, but what I'm going to start doing is putting less of the MAC Paint Pot on my lid, and then I'm just going to put like the residual up toward the brow bone because I feel like maybe I'm putting on more than I need. Even though I don't have an issue with blending the eyeshadow over it, I just feel like I need to try just seeing if it still works with using less product. So I do still have it on my lid, but I'm using less than what you're used to seeing. So let's move on to eyeshadow, and I'm going to be trying out the Beaute Paradise Fallen palette. I'm very excited about this. I was thinking about doing a dedicated video on this one too, but again, I'm just trying to incorporate trying out new products where I can. So I'm going to go ahead and use it for today's video. So this is what it looks like. I think it's so pretty. Purple is one of my favorite shades for eyeshadow, and you know how I feel about cool tone eyeshadow, so I feel like there's a nice mix of a few warm shades in here for people who like that, but I feel like I'm going to focus on this half of the palette for today. I can't decide between these two shades here for my lid color, but I think I'm going to use Twilight, this shade here. I think that's going to be my main lid color for today. So I'm going to start off with just packing this on the lid. It's very pigmented. So I've used other Beaute palettes before. We've gotten a couple of them in BoxyCharm in the past. So that's how I got introduced to this brand. And I didn't even know that this was a black owned brand when we were getting those palettes back in the day. Well, it wasn't back in the day, but you know what I mean. I think I'm going to drag this purple into my inner corner a little bit more. Yeah, I was going to put another shade there, but I really like this color. So I think I'm just going to stick with this and then do something else for my inner corner, I feel like. Okay, I just sat here for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what color I wanted to do next. So I'm going to go in with the shade Shadow. I'm going to put that on the outer corner. I kept going back and forth between Shadow and the matte black shade that's in here. Then I'm like, with the black shade, like I feel like it would end up being too much, kind of like a Halloween type vibe. So yeah, I like that. Okay, so I will go back and blend those two together. But before I do that, I'm going to work on my crease area. I'm going to take the shade Stone. It is a matte gray shade. I'm going to use that one in my crease. So I'm just blending it kind of like right on top of those two purple shades. And I am being kind of careful because I don't want them to get kind of muddy. Now, one thing I'll say right off the bat, I feel like this gray shade is not getting muddy. Like I was kind of expecting the gray to kind of like dissipate, but I feel like I could totally make out that gray shade. And that's because these eyeshadows are really pigmented. I know it looks kind of funky right now, but just bear with me. All right, I'm just going to swirl this brush into my little color switcher here. And without picking up any eyeshadow, I'm going to take that same brush and I'm just going to blend right where the two lid colors are meeting. I just want to make sure that they blend into each other very nicely. I feel like no matter how much I blend, like I look in the mirror and it looks okay when I'm done. And then when I go to edit, I'm like, darn it, I should have blended some more. I'm also kind of blending where the dark, the matte like bluish purple shade, where that is meeting the gray matte shade. I'm kind of like blending all up in that area. And one thing I like about these colors so far, I feel like I can just blend without putting in too much effort, because even as I blend them together, none of the colors are like losing their true color. Like they're blending in, but you can still make out one color from the other. They're not like becoming muddy, you know? I'm gonna go in with Stone again, the matte gray shade, and I'm gonna put that on the outer part of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the shade Pure. This is a very light matte gray shade. And I'm going to use that just to like buff everything out around the edges. And this might come off kind of ashy on me. So if it does, I'll figure something else out. But I'm going to try this shade first. And I'm also blending that like around the other gray shade and then down onto the lower lash line. It'll help me buff out the darker gray shade, and it'll just help connect the eyeshadow on the bottom to the eyeshadow on top. And I'm also going to drag this into the inner corner a little bit just to like buff this area out as well. I really like this. Like I feel like I can make out like every color that I've used. I usually don't have that much success with eyeshadow. And remember, like I'm not nowhere near a pro when it comes to makeup, so I know that eyeshadow is one of those areas where I just really need to get better at. But I feel like with this, I don't know, it's just easy to blend these colors. All right, y'all, let me know what y'all think so far. Be honest. I like it. I think it looks really pretty. Okay. So we're done with the eyes for now. Let's move back on to the face. And I'm going to be going in with the Tammy X Revolution Paradise Glow face palette. So this will be the first time in quite some time that I'm not going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, which I love so much. But this is a really pretty palette too. So what I like about this, so she came out with two face palettes and this is the lighter of the two. I love this blush shade because I think it's a nice deep orange shade. It's not too bright, and as much as I love cool tones, I actually prefer warm tones when it comes to blushes, because I normally have cool tones on my eyes and on my lips, and I feel like using a warm tone blush helps balance that out. So I'm going to be using the the blush and the bronzer shade from this palette today. The one thing about this palette though, you have to be really careful when you're picking up the product because it's like a super pigmented palette. Like you have to be really careful, but it is really pretty. And then I'm gonna put just a little bit on my nose. I always have trouble with my nose because I don't know if you guys can see, I have like two little dark spots on the sides of my nose from wearing my glasses, and I feel like no matter what I do, I can't cover those little spots up. So to me, it always looks like I applied too much bronzer on my nose. All right, and now I'm gonna go in with this blush shade, and again, you have to be like really light-handed with this. Like I picked up that much because this thing is like really pigmented. And because I have a whole lot going on my eyes, I mean, I want to see the blush, but I do want it to be subtle just so that it's not like a whole lot happening on my face today. Okay, so do you guys remember Flesh Beauty? I feel like they have like a really short shelf life in the stores, but I have two of their highlighters here. I have the shade Promise and Certain. So this one is Promise and this one is Certain. I'm not sure which one I want to use today, but I feel like this one because I've been into more of a subtle highlight lately, and I just feel like this one is just more subtle. So it's more of like a rose gold shade. These highlighters are really, really good, but I guess Flesh Beauty is like going out of business because I noticed on Ulta's website that their foundation, number one, they only have like a few foundation shades left. So you guys may not be able to tell that I just put highlighter on, but like I said, I've been doing much more of a subtle highlight lately, so I just apply it a lot lighter than I used to. But yeah, they only have like a few foundation shades left on their website, but the ones that they do have left, they're like $3, and I think the regular price was like $35 or something, so I guess they're going out of business. I'm having some issues with the foundation around my nose because remember I told y'all my allergies were driving me crazy this weekend, so the skin around my nose is like kind of dry because I've been blowing my nose so much. I feel like maybe I should have just like added extra moisturizer before I started my makeup or something. Maybe my skin is just too dry or something. I'm just not, you know, not feeling this today. But let's move on with some setting spray. So I feel like I'm gonna go back in with some more of the Fenty spray. I started to use this stuff. This is the Iconic London Prep Set and Glow Spray. Maybe I will use this. So this is what it looks like when you shake it up. I just feel like I need something on my face today to kind of like give it some life, you know? I think I've only used this like once. So yeah, let me use this today. That was like a really like in your face spritzer there. I don't remember that from the last time I used that product. So it did give my face like a little glow, like a little luminosity. So all right, I'm gonna let that sit and just like sink in for a minute. Okay, I do feel like that spray kind of revived my face a little bit, so I do like it a little better now. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow, my eyeliner, and mascara off camera. I'm using these two products. This is the Hank & Henry eyeliner. It's kind of like drying out, but I do have enough to, you know, still do my eyes. So I'm gonna use this, and then I'm gonna use the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effects mascara. So I'll do these off camera and I'll be right back. I forgot to do an inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Moon Glow. If I feel like it's just way too icy, I'll go on top of it with something else, but I'm gonna start off with that. I normally do my inner corner highlight before I do mascara. I just forgot today. I think that looks pretty. I usually drag my inner corner highlight up a little bit, like into that first shade on my lid. I just feel like that helps to like open my eye a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. I always have issues with this inner corner because it's like really deep set. So I feel like, you know, I'll move my face a certain way and it looks like I didn't apply anything. And then I'll turn it another way and it's like, whoa, you put on too much. But I think that looks nice like that. So moving on to lips, I'm going to be using the NYX lip liner in brown. Let me sharpen this real quick. All right, so this is just a regular brown lip liner. I'm going to start off with this. I'm just rubbing my lips together to kind of like diffuse the liner some. Okay, and I'm going to be trying a new gloss from Essence. This is the Shine 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 lip gloss, and I just got the clear one. So if I really like this, I will get other colors because this is really inexpensive. I think it's like $3 or something like that. And they have like maybe 10 or 12 shades. It has like a very subtle, like sweet smell to it. Yeah, it's definitely really nice and shiny. It's not like that sticky gloss. You know how some of them have like a sticky factor to it? This one doesn't have that. So it feels nice and it looks nice so far. So I haven't really been wearing glosses too much because I'm either in the house all the time or if I go out I'm wearing a mask, but this one is really nice. And like I said, it's really inexpensive. So okay, y'all, so this is my look for today. I just put on some earrings and then covered them up with my hair. Don't ask me why I did that, but anyway, so this is my makeup for today, and overall I really like it. I will say that I really think this made a big difference in my makeup. So I'm thinking maybe I just didn't have enough moisturizer on my face underneath the foundation. Like maybe I just should have, you know, packed on some more of that, because this added a nice glow to my face, and I think my makeup looks a lot better after I sprayed it with this. So So let me know what y'all think. I love my eyeshadow. I knew I was gonna like this palette because I think this is my 4th palette from Ace Beauty, and all the other ones that I have, they're really pigmented, really smooth, really easy to blend out, and they just have like a really nice color payoff. And out of all of the ones that I have, this is definitely my favorite like color story so far, because I really love purples. I love like purples, pinks, blues, and y'all know how I feel about the cool tones. So I really love like those gray shades in here too. So I just love my eyes for today. I think I have a new mascara, a new favorite mascara. So I used to rave about the Petite and Pretty mascara all the time, and that is still a really good mascara, but I keep finding that I'm picking this one up over Petite and Pretty, the Essence one. This one is only $4.99, and I just feel like it adds a little bit more of everything to my lashes, a little bit more length, a little more volume. I think this is a little easier to apply. The Petite and Pretty one can be just like kind of slightly clumpy, but I feel like this one just applies like really easily, and it just gives you that false effect on your lashes. And in case you're here for the first time, I don't wear falsies, so I get pretty like into mascara. So I also really like this lip gloss. I do think it's really nice and shiny. I can smell it on my lips, and it has like a nice sweet smell to it. So overall, I do like my makeup. I am still a little disappointed in this foundation. Like, I thought I was just gonna love this foundation. I don't know if it's just because it's not as good as the Rare Beauty foundation, or maybe, like I said, maybe just, you know, my skin just isn't working well today. Maybe this wasn't the best day for me to be putting makeup on. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna give this a try. I will say that I got the right shade, definitely. So if you can use me as a shade reference, I use a mix of 340 and 380 in Fenty foundation. I wear the shade Maple in Too Faced Born This Way. I wear the shade 440C in the new Rare Beauty foundation. I'll make sure that I add this to my list, but I do have a list of my foundation shades that I put in my description box in all of my videos. So in case you can use me as a reference, I got 455 Suede C in this one. So I think it is a really good color. I just have to try it again, and maybe, like I keep saying, maybe just up the moisturizer underneath it, or I might try mixing it with some of my Lumi Glotion. But you know, overall, I do really like my makeup today. I just can't stop looking at my eyeshadow. So let me know what y'all think. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video today. If you did, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you leave today, and I hope to see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.